Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. So, quick reminder, if you enjoy this content, please consider leaving a like before you leave, and that will go a long way in extending the reach of this video outside of the subscriber base, which can be tough to do on YouTube these days. So, appreciate you guys for continuing to do that. Also, on my website, maybe you know, maybe you don't, I have a guide for beginners for opening the Akashic records. And it's been very popular, and I have now produced and published an advanced version of that, which is available. So if you are interested, please go have a look on my website and contact me with any questions you might have. Anyway, I have a really fun video for you today filled with two experiences that I had that directly correlated with one another. So one experience was divine intervention, and that divine intervention led to my ability to fully appreciate a moment in time that I crossed paths with. So a lot of the time when we're in this human body having this experience, we question our reason for being here. And when we wake up and we start ascending our consciousness, we put ourselves in alignment with the potential to have divine intervention. And that divine intervention is going to help reveal the reason that you came. So when we're doing this work, peeling back the layers of density and getting closer and closer to spirit, what we're doing is manifesting an energy or a frequency within our environment, within our energy system that allows for that intervention to take place. And, when I say intervention, that doesn't necessarily mean that the seas are going to part and every issue standing before you will be cleared and there will be a path. It's not always going to work like that. Some of you will experience that for sure, and there's miracles on every corner of this planet. But I want to describe an experience that I had where divine intervention took place, and it was very casual. And a lot of the biggest changes that I've experienced in the last year have come from these little moments of intervention where I'm just going throughout my day working the puzzle of being human, and then something comes in that kind of stops me in my tracks and gets me to process what that experience is differently. So with the situation I'm in, I'm working on my business. I am working on creating content for YouTube. I am managing a lot of different things, and I'm also, spending as much time with my son and taking care of my dog and all of those things. So I've got a lot of balls in the air. And when we're doing that, we have to divide our attention. So we have to have a specific amount of our focus dedicated to all of these different things in order to have them be successful. So last week I was feeling really run down. We've been sick here recently, and for some reason I was irritable and uninspired, and I wasn't really going through the motions to correct that. I was just kind of letting it ride. And then the experience I had is something that you should all look forward to. And, I truly believe that. I was given an opportunity to pause, and the guides came through. And what they told me to do was stop everything, go to the furthest corner of my house, somewhere where I could isolate myself and be alone. And they gave me a song to listen to, and the song was called "The Weight" by Sevendust. I'll link that as well. But they had me go into that room with nothing else but that song, and when I listened to that song, it generated all the emotions and all of the dopamine that happens when, a song really hits in the right place. So, I was getting choked up and I was getting the chills, and I know that's something you're all familiar with and something that we're always trying to recreate. After that song, I had a little tear in my eye because it really did hit all the right chords, and the guides came through, and the message they gave me was, when your attention is divided, you are likely to leave the heart space, which is exactly what I had done. And that's where the emptiness and the irritability was coming from during that day. I had left the heart space without really realizing it. So what I did was, after that, I went into my workspace and I deep cleaned everything. I usually work with a podcast going or something playing on the TV in my office. I shut off all of that. I had nothing on my mind except for the open document that I was going to be writing a new article on. And, the flow of passion and inspiration to create that came through, and I created, one of my best articles that I've put together so far. So it was a valuable lesson, and it was a moment in time where I was given the opportunity to pause and change perspective, and that allowed me the refresh that I needed in order to create, to sustain my business and support my family. So the energy I was in before did not allow for any kind of creative passion to take place. So I was stumped in what I was doing. I felt drained and pulled in all directions. And what the guides did for me was intervene in that moment and give me an opportunity to return to the heart space, understanding that the more division there is within my attention, the less likely I am to appreciate a singular aspect of my reality. So then I moved from that space able to appreciate everything within my environment because I had returned to the heart. And that's what the heart does. It gives you the chance to appreciate the things in this reality that deserve your attention. Anyway, later that night, my wife was out with her friends, so it was my night to put my little boy to bed. And when my wife was working, it was me with the little boy during the day. So, I was doing the naps. I was the one taking care of him, and we had our own routine. We had all of that good stuff between him and I. And that had kind of fallen away since she left her job. But, not a big deal. So what we were doing, it was time to go to bed. So I put him in his little sleeper and his jammies, and we sat in the rocking chair and we started rocking. And whenever I would put him to bed for over a year and a half, I had a specific song that I would sing to him. And there's a show that he likes, and there's a song that's called Until We Sleep, I think. Anyways, it's just a little children's nursery rhyme type song. So I was singing that to him, and without really being prompted by me, for the first time, he took over and he sung the song basically from start to finish in whatever gibberish he has access to at this time. And that was the first time that he had done that for me. So that's something my wife claimed he would do. She has her own unique song that she sings to him. But it had actually been a little while since I had sung this to him. But he knew exactly what was coming. He knew what to do. And he was kind of like, I got this, Dad. Let me take over. So it is moments like that that make all of this worthwhile. It makes every frustration, it makes every trial and error experience worth it in this place. And because I was given a chance to refresh my perspective and my ability to appreciate earlier in the day, man, I just cannot tell you how choked up with love and compassion and appreciation that I got in that moment when that little boy took over and started singing for me. And, he finished the song and he said, "Okay, Dad, it's time to put me in the crib, remember?" But I didn't really want to let him go, so we kept singing for a little bit longer. So if the guides didn't take the initiative and didn't have my permission to interject earlier in the day like they did, would I have had the right perspective and the right approach in that moment to fully appreciate the exchange of love between my little boy and I? I don't know. I don't know. I do my best to be in the now moment as frequently as possible, and I do my best to appreciate every intricate detail of this reality. But in that moment, time stood still. And I have a little boy that's almost 2 years old now, and all of the little baby things he does are rapidly disappearing. But that moment let me have a certain level of peace over that, knowing that he's going to continue to learn and surprise me for years and years to come. And I'm going to fall even more in love with that little boy every day somehow. So I'm bringing this forward because I kind of want to give you guys the same opportunity that the guides gave me, in that maybe pause your reality a moment and drop away all of the things that are, struggling for your attention, and just be present and aware in that no moment. When's the last time you put on a song in a dark room with no other external stimulus grabbing for your attention and just let it play? When's the last time you shut your phone off, put it in the other room, and just sat alone in the now moment with your thoughts and your feelings? And I just kind of wanted to bring forward the idea that if you take that moment to stop and appreciate the journey, the universe will put you in alignment with a moment that will capitalize on that appreciation that you've recalibrated for yourself. Don't let the grind in this place take you out of the heart space and put a callus on it. So once you leave the heart space, it can be hard to get back in. And maybe you've noticed throughout your day that you've encountered several people who have left the heart space and, are going to have a really hard time getting back to it. Anyway, just wanted to bring that to your attention because it was a really special moment in time that I had. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, you guys.